I woke up having to get ready to open the door from the alarm so that my daughter could enter the house from school. And yeah, after getting a few things done, something jumped in my head. Just a word, single word, heritage. That jumped in my head. And I was like, the Confederate lovers out there protecting the Confederacy or speaking up for the Confederacy, they love to say they're protecting their heritage when it comes to their way of life and the monuments being taken down. Okay, so I was like, what's heritage? What do they mean? What are they talking about in truth? So I decided to look it up. So I'm like, heritage. And just for just a little lightheartedness right now, before I get into the minutia of what's bugging me, it's broken up into 3 words: her, it, age. Oh, just weird. But moving on. The definition is property that is or may be inherited. An inheritance. Number 2, a special or individual possession, an allotted portion. And I'm thinking, what of these statues fit any of this? Were any of these statues passed down to any of these people that are pro-Confederacy? Is that what they're doing? Because I don't think anyone made these statues in the 60s, in the 1950s and 1960s, thinking, I will pass this down as an inheritance to those of my family that are not genetically linked to me. You see where I go? It just kind of doesn't make sense. Just doesn't flow. So their heritage is bullshit. It's all bullshit. And we're a part of it. That's what's scary. And what do they mean by it? Those Confederate flag wielding, praising, loving white people. Because I don't see any black people boasting for the Confederacy. I don't. I just don't. So what do they mean by heritage? I don't think they even know what they mean. It's their heritage. It's our heritage to have these flags. It's our heritage that you're endangering. It's our heritage that you're infringing upon. That's what they say. That's what they do. So I'm wondering, do you even know, you Confederate loving people out there? Because that stuff isn't passed down to you. But what is passed down is a name. A name is passed down. Now, while all of you may regurgitate the same names into your children, that's a heritage, and you're protecting it. If that's what you're protecting, although you're not, you're protecting the sanctity of slave owning. You're protecting the ability to hate minorities in general. You are protecting the ability to pass legislation to hate anything that's not straight, not Christian, not white, and not wealthy, despite how poor you are. That's what you're trying to protect. You're trying to protect a lineage of hate. And though you know it, you won't say it. But when it comes to a heritage, if you are truly, truly trying to protect a heritage, then you must, by definition of your own rhetoric, you must side with minorities. See, minorities like Jamal, Jamil, Laquanda, Lee Kyung-shin, all of these people, Jose Manuel Rodriguez, all of these people, Francisco, all of these other nationalities. See, these names are their heritage, and that's what is passed down to them from their families. But see, they can't keep those names. So some female that might be from somewhere and named Chin Kong-un, well, she can't keep her name. Her family can't keep that name going. Her name has to be Kim. Her name has to be Mary. How many African American girls out there are named Mary? See, African Americans tried to come up in the late 80s up to the mid to late 90s. So you got weird names like Jaquan, Lakeisha. I can't even really think of them because some are so out there. I don't even want to try to say it, but they have to stifle that. See, now those people are naming their children Mary, Kim, Kimberly, Brittany. They're naming their sons and whatnot, James, Tom, Lee, and things like that. You can't go out there and find too many Latins, named Juan and Martinez and things like that. They have to become the new Bob, the John, the Jim. It's when you find a Jose, you get annoyed. See, they have to change who they are by their name. They have to remove their heritage just so someone in a corporation or any other business can have the ability to even contemplate accepting them. So when they go in as Kimberly Johnson or Kimberly Williams and they see them on the resume and that person come in to see them and they are absolute Asian descent, the first thing in that person's mind is, fuck, got this damn Asian in front of me. I just knew by this name and these credentials, she was white. You get a white Tom Johnson and you get a black James Wilson going into a business, you can rest assured the white guy has a better chance. I'm not saying he'll get hired, but he's a better chance of getting hired. There's black people that has far more credentials that don't get hired. And I'll tell you this quick story. I, Sedrik Cannady, was, when I was a little kid, I was, my first job was working at Food Lion. And it was my first job. I don't have any records. I don't have any priors. I have nothing. I've got nothing at all. I'm just a 16 and a half year old kid. My mom wanted me to work at Food Lion, so she got a friend to hire me. So to do her a favor, he'd hire me where he probably wouldn't have before. And next to me is this white kid. He's my age, maybe a little older, maybe about some months, maybe half a year, no more. Because I've known him, I've seen him in school. I don't know him. He's white, blonde hair, brown eyes, some tattoos here and there, and he looks like a fucking felon. I mean, if you want to go on appearance, this kid looked like he was a felon. So my first job, 16 and a half, working at Food Lion. This is 1993, I think, something like that. He hires me for $5.15. That was my wage, $5.15. And he decided that he was going to give him $5.30. And he was like, I'm paying him more because of his work experience. And this kid hadn't had a job before. I know that because I heard him talking about it. And he says, I'm hiring him because when I heard this, I didn't say anything. I didn't really think anything. Honestly, I just go by ear. I should have, I guess, got pissed off. But he says, he's proven to be a little more trustworthy. Although I haven't known this guy. Oh, let me throw the hiring person out. His name was Mr. Holding. Fuck you, Mr. Holding. I hit your car with the shopping cart. It was a mistake, but I accept it. So he hires us. He's paying this kid more than me. So the kid, here's the difference on how things are happening. Oh, Mr. Holding's black. Keep this in mind. He's a manager. So what happens? The kid ultimately, in 4 days, he has stolen over $200 worth of food and merchandise from the store. And they fire him, but they don't sue him or press any charges or do anything. On the other hand, I last longer. I do everything that they ask me. I do it exactly how they show me, even if it's messing up, but I do it how they show me. And when it comes time they want to get rid of me, how do they do it? They say that I put milk on top of bread and eggs. They say that I was belligerent to customers and whatnot. And I'm working with kids from school, and no one's got my back. I know that. I knew that. I was like, I go in here and everyone's hating me. I just shut up, mind my business, wear this undersized shirt, and hope that I can make it each day. That's my idea, to shut up and hope that I make it each day. I don't talk to anybody. I just work, because that's how I handle myself in school. And after all these allegations and whatnot, nobody asked me if it's true. They just told me what I did. And I'm like, what day did this happen? Please tell me, because I can remember what I did on each day back then. Although I was, working from roughly 10:30 in the morning to about 12:30 to 1:25 at night. So I could still remember what I did. And no, most of the days that came up, they said it was Wednesday. I only worked Saturdays and Sundays with a rare Friday here and there. So that's how things went for me. And I can only imagine how things were going for others. I can only imagine that. So when you talk about your heritage and you talk about protecting it, think about the heritage of others that you stomp on, or you allow others to stomp on, that you don't protect. Because you can't proclaim to protect something of yours and not protect the same of others. I mean, this is a country and we all protect our rights, don't we? That's what I would assume. So, in closing, if you love the Confederacy and you want to protect your heritage, do so, but make sure you protect the heritage and the unique names of our other Americans, the other that you're afraid of, the other that is not you, the other that might be of Chinese, Japanese, Mexican, Brazilian, African, Canadian descent. Protect those names. Protect them just as much as you protect yours, because I too want to protect heritage. My name is Sedrik. If I was born much later, I might not be Sedrik. I might be Daquan. Damn sure wouldn't get a job then. But then again, me being Sedrik Cannady, I have a chance until they see me, which is how it was, which is how it is. And I wish better for all of us. Don't you? Because remember, this is all in the name of heritage, and nothing's been passed down to me except bullshit from you. This is Sedrik Cannady for Comparative Reasoning. Thank you for listening.